Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Shokugeki no Soma, aka Food Wars, Chapter 121. Alright, and this chapter was pretty much about Soma trying to deal with Kuga, his name recognition, and this need that Soma has to compete with customers. Because he was talking big to Kuga, saying he was going to beat Kuga with his cooking, But if he doesn't get customers and he's not going to beat Kuga. So he like in order to not look like an idiot, he needs to beat Kuga. All right, as a matter of fact, in order to not get expelled, he has to beat Kuga, or not beat Kuga, but he Ariana told him at the end of the chapter that if he was in the red at the end, then he was going to get expelled. All right. Um, so Soma has a really, 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 really high need to get a lot of customers. All right. And he actually gets help in doing that in this chapter. He gets help from Mitsuru, who is the journalism kid from the Fall Classic. And he also gets some unexpected and unintentional help from Arena. Okay? The way this worked is that he had to choose where his booth was going to be placed. There were three choices, either on Main Street, which is the most popular one, the slopes, which are the toughest place to be, or the center campus, which is like right in the middle. And the center campus is where Kuga was going to be. Okay, Soma had to choose the place that would allow him to get more people than Kuga, you know, and that's where Arena comes in. Okay, because Arena and Soma ended up having this class together, and they got to talking, and Soma ended up remembering in that conversation the cooking camp where they had that. They're doing the arc right now in the anime. They just did Shina. They just started the Shinamiya stuff, right? But after that, they're going to do the breakfast assignment and everything like that, And he remembered that breakfast assignment and how he was placed right next to Erina, and how the only reason he passed that assignment is because he was right next to Arena, and he could take advantage of her popularity and all the customers she was getting, and then steal those customers for himself. Okay, and he decided to do essentially the same exact thing with Kuga. All right, he decided to place his booth in the center campus right next to Kuga's. All right, not only that, but with Mitsuru's help, he was able to get himself placed right next to Kuga in the guidebook as well. So when people go to look at Kuga and see what he's doing, because he's 8th seat in the Elite 10, people are going to look to see what he's doing and where he is. All right, they're going to do that for all the members of the Elite 10 Council. And because of the fact that someone's right next to a person who is guaranteed to be looked up, it's guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but it's highly likely that people are going to see Soma as well. Okay, so he's going to be getting a lot more. What would be the word? Exposure. There we go. He'd be getting a lot more exposure because of the fact that he's placed next to Kuga in the guidebook. But the fact that he's also placed next to him in terms of their booths being right next to each other means he's going to get even more exposure, and people are going to be more willing to go to him. But even the people who aren't willing to go to him, who are going to be going just to see Kuga, will be walking right by there anyway and will say, you know what, might as well. All right. And that's all well and good. He'll definitely have an opportunity to get a similar number of customers that Kuga does, but there's still one big problem here. He's still just a one-man crew, all right? He's doing this by himself. He had the opportunity to get the Polar Star kids, the Polar Star dorm roommates, with him, but he turned them down because they wanted to do their own booth, and Soma doesn't really want to. He wants to do that. He wants to beat Kuga. He doesn't want to beat Kuga with, Ishiki on his side. That's not even fair. Ishiki and Ryoko and Yoshino and Megumi and Ibusaki, and Marui and all these people. He can't. If he does it with them, then it's not. Then Kuga won't acknowledge that Soma is better than him at something because Soma didn't do it just by himself. He did it with the help of freaking Ishiki, and a bunch of other really freaking good people, you know. So he turned them down, but at the same time, he needs a crew of his own that he can legitimately lead, just like Kuga is leading the Chinese food research, whatever society, you know. He needs a group of people that aren't his equals, pretty much, or even remotely close to being his superiors. He needs a group of people who will legitimately work for him and do what he needs. You know, that way he can actually keep up production. Supply and demand. He needs to have he doesn't he by himself is not going to be enough to serve all these customers. He needs help. That's just a problem. That's a problem that he has yet to address. He needs to address it though, because it doesn't matter if he gets all these customers and steals them from Kuga if he's not fast enough to actually serve all of them. Now I'm sure he's faster and better at handling the stress now because he went to Shinamiya's restaurant, but it's still not enough. It's not enough. His one-man crew is not going to beat Kuga. He needs someone's help. Okay? I said it last week. I'll say it again here. He could get Hojo. He could get Megumi because Megumi would legitimately be willing to work under him and do what he needs. I mean, yeah, like who's gonna help this kid? Everybody hates him. Maybe he can get what's her face. Um, what's her name? The girl who she showed up in this chapter. I just mentioned her last week in last week's chapter review. The girl who's like obsessed with Hisako, and she was in this chapter this week actually as well. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. The point is that he needs more people. That's the point. Okay, he needs more people, and until he does that, he's not gonna win. He has no shot actually. Okay, that's the way it is. So hopefully next week and in the coming weeks, hopefully that gets addressed. All right. But as for this chapter, I will give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was cool. I liked how Soma is going back to past experiences and learning from them and saying, you know what, this strategy can actually work here. So I like how he's actually using his experiences and learning from them in order to form his strategies now. I also like how Mitsuru was helpful. I just like his strategy in general. Plus the character interactions as usual were fun. So yeah, I'll give the chapter a 7 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA. And I'll see you guys next time.